What is money to us? And what are its roots? It is natural for humans to give and take. We've done it in so many forms over such a long period of time. Whether trading cowrie shells 3,000 years ago in China, or even before then, having livestock, which was the first true form of money. Not too long after, bronze and copper were being used to make imitations of cowrie shells, replacing the currency of real shells and introducing the first metal form of money. And in 500 BC, we found the first modern coinage outside of China, made from lumps of silver. These coins found their round and flat shape, which were stamped with various gods and emperors to mark their authenticity. The Greek, Persian, Macedonian, and later Roman empires used precious metals for their coins, which carried an inherent higher value, unlike base metals used in the earlier Chinese coins. The point of these developments was to be able to peg value to a certain material and amount, and having that material, its value and authenticity govern trade and set transaction guidelines. The gold standard, for example, is a monetary system where a currency is pegged to the price of a specific amount of gold, aiming to keep balance. But in 1933, the gold standard was ended because it was unsustainable. The system simply could not keep up with the consumer's demand for cash. Money as a form has always developed and adapted itself to the demands and use cases of the times and near future. Underneath it all, money at the end of the day holds a certain value. That given value is what we use to trade, whether that be trading time for money or then using money to trade for another good or service. And yet again, we are witnessing a new frontier on currency, in the digital currencies to be exact, also known as cryptocurrencies. They are testing the boundaries of what something having value can be defined as, and brings up questions like, what exactly gives something value? With money commodities, there is an underlying belief system and a consensus towards how much something is said to be worth. But the ability to peg value to something and thereby give it the ability for trade, that's value in an asset. The classic statement of money makes the world go round can be argued as true. But a question which we often don't ask ourselves enough is, how is our relationship with money? Is it a constant come and go? Is it through one door and spent out the other? Or where do we even store it? And how could we perhaps invest it? What does it actually do for me, and what can I actually do for it? A large underlying factor for the majority of people is an exchange in time for value. In other words, someone, for example, having a job and exchanging time for money. Most people mention time as being the most valuable thing. Obviously, opinions can vary, but in the end, I think we can all agree that it stands in the forefront of what is inherently important to us. And so choosing what to do with the time, now money, once received is so important. Be smart on how one spends. Make sure that the value can retain itself and fight inflation, for example. Or be transferred into another asset class, which could kill two birds with one stone. Budgeting, spending, and investing fall into the class of financial health. And there is little to no push for education on spending, knowing what money does, what you can do with money, and what it can do for you. Your best bet so far is learning about it through your family teachings, and perhaps word of mouth, or stepping out onto your own and doing some self-teaching. What trail does your money leave behind? Where does it all go, and how do you actually store it? These are all questions we will cover in our next video on financial literacy. Thank you for joining us, and see you in the next video.